Hello, this is Rebecca with another Pick a Card tarot reading. Today I will be doing another relationship reading. This one is about your current relationship that you are in right now. And it's a kind of check, see how you doing kind of reading. I'd look into like how you guys are doing right now, currently, and where you might be headed in the near future, and any other messages that come out for you in regards to that relationship. Now, I've already done the readings, and I will tell you that obviously, everything I say about each group is not pertaining to every single person that might watch it. It's a general reading. And I cannot, because it's not a personal reading with just one person, I cannot say, definitively if, you should leave this person or that person, or if they're going to leave you for sure, or like anybody cheating, or when exactly a wedding might happen, anything like that. So, I give my advice, I give messages that I get, anything that I feel like needs to be heard, and then you take whatever makes sense with you, and you do with that information whatever you want to do. Because every message I had in these was different. Every group was different. A couple of them may have been a little bit similar, but they're all different, so... If one of them just has absolutely nothing in it for you that makes any sense about your situation, you might have picked the wrong group. It may not have been exactly for you. You can try a different one. Maybe one other group might have called to you for a second. So, I just want to preface with that, because I know relationships can be touchy with some people, maybe, about it. Yeah, so we got 3 groups. Group 1, I've got this ring for you. I'm pretty sure I found this somewhere. Again, I don't buy a lot of things that I use for picking in these videos. I find things. I'm just a little goblin, and I find something and I'm like, oh, I like that. I take it, and obviously not I don't steal it from other people, but I find them in places where they're just gonna get thrown away, and I'm like, oh, I like that. I keep it. So that's group 1. That is yours. Then you can also pick by the cards, because these are decks that were used in these readings. So if you like the card as well, that could be something that calls to you. But that's group 1. Group 2, you've got this deck here, and this blue heart. Oh, it's hard for me to hold these and still show them. There we go. This blue heart charm thing, pendant, whatever. It can go on like a bracelet. Another thing I found. And then group 3, you've got these cards over here, and this plastic blue little diamond here. Yeah, all these things are little charms or trinkets that I have either found, decided to keep, or they were given to me from other people generally. So that is what you can all pick from, group 1, 2, and 3. I will have the times when the readings start in the description, so you can jump ahead to your groups as you see fit. And we are going to get started with group number 1. Alrighty, hello group 1. Oops, you are here. If you picked this little ring right here, or if you chose one of the cards on the opening, whichever you always feel more drawn to. Put that about here, I guess. And this reading is for your relationship that you are currently in, whether it's one that's just begun, one that's, you've been in for years, whether you're married or not, or living together or not. You could have been dating for a month to, decades. Any relationship that you are currently in that you are here for this reading for is what this is about. And this is just like a, checking in on your relationship and kind of seeing how it's going, and any kind of messages that come through for you in regards to that relationship, and kind of like the future of it from what I can see, at least the near future. Just kind of as I put in the title, because when I was thinking of this reading, what kind of reading I wanted it to be, I just heard the line, in my head of that, how you doing? So, and that's what just kept repeating and repeating. So it's like a, how are you doing? How you doing in your relationship? Group 1. So, I already saw that one that flipped over in my hand, so, we got a couple tarot decks for you and a few oracle decks as well. But we'll start with the first card that flipped over on my hand, which is the Lovers. For you, Group 1. That's your first card, which is usually a good start for relationships, I feel like. So yeah, we're just kind of checking in and seeing how it's going right now and where you might be going in the short, future. And I apologize if I have a lot of extra kind of sniffles or clearing my throat. I haven't been awake for too long today, so I kind of sound a little rough the first couple hours of every day. So I apologize for that, but it is what it is. The next card here, we have the Ace of Swords. And we have the 3. Oh, my voice just completely left me. Then we have the 3 of Cups as well for you. One more card, or is that it? One more card, okay. I'm going to pull one more card from this tarot deck. Alright. And your last card from this deck, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to adjust the cards real quick, sorry. They're straight to me on this cloth, but it's not straight on the camera, and it just drives me nuts. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to start shuffling up your next tarot deck. Hi. Group 1, their current relationship. How are they doing? What do they need to know? What's coming for them? The first card for your second tarot deck is number 3, Queen of the Ocean. And it says abundance at the bottom. So this would be like the Empress card in the typical tarot deck. Okay, alright. Just waiting for them all to jump out before I get this for you. Alright. So your second card of this deck is the Queen of Pentacles, which says kindness on the bottom. Alright, then your next card of this deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which says luck on the bottom. And then your last card of this deck is number 20, Judgment. It says self-reflection on the bottom. Well, just from looking at your tarot cards right at this moment, I would say that the relationship that you are in currently seems to be one that is very positive, very, very happy, very balanced, just very good for you right now, Group 1. We obviously, we have the Lover's card, which is, a good card to indicate balance and, like, a good team, very equal, like, partnership kind of card. We got the Queen of the Ocean, which I said was, is like the Empress card. Abundance, and she usually is an indicator of, kind of like family, and she is, the mother card, and it says in the book for her that she brings happiness and abundance. She predicts contentment, a loving partner, family, comfort, and reassures you that your needs will be taken care of. She also is, a signal of fertility, which could also mean pregnancy or children, if that is something, that you would plan to do. She could be an indicator of that in the future, or maybe currently that's something you're going through, or it could just be from this partnership that you will have some kind of family building and bond. Doesn't have to necessarily mean children, but that kind of security and abundance. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which says kindness. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles up here. And that could indicate, the two of you involved in this relationship. And then with the Ten of Pentacles there, that says luck, and with it being pentacles, it feels like, even with this one kind of says it too, it's like a security, it could be financially as well. Maybe like, with the both of you together, you're both doing okay, like financially, you don't have to worry about that part of your life together right now. And with just luck, could be a lot of just feeling lucky about having this person around. And then with the Judgment card here, so self-reflection, that is calling you to kind of look back on memories or decisions you've made in the past and just kind of reflect on them and how they changed, the course of your life, and like just seeing kind of where you are with that. So it could be you looking back on beginning in this relationship. Okay, well, of course my battery died mid-sentence, like it usually likes to. So I was saying this card is, you looking back on your past and decisions, and maybe like what has led you into this relationship, or the decisions you've made in relationships in the past that are maybe trying to influence what you're wanting to do next. And just take time to reflect on all of that and see how you got where you are and where you want to take things, I think is what that message is for that one. And then we also have up on these cards the Ace of Swords, which can indicate a new beginning, and also kind of like a new beginning in your ability to kind of see things more clearly, maybe see a little farther into a future than you did before. So I think that's also coming in your near future, that you're going to start to see things a little more clearly and just kind of know maybe more about the future of all of this relationship and partnership. And then with the Three of Cups, that is just indicating, you feeling very happy and things being pretty good emotionally in this relationship. Everybody's having a good time. The Knight of Pentacles over there, I said like that one and the Queen of Pentacles were probably the two of you that are involved in this relationship. The Knight of Pentacles is usually a very stable, dependable person that you can really rely on and trust. That could be a little bit of a workaholic maybe, but is a very good person to have around. And the Queen of Pentacles is very similar to that, but I think that character is more focused on other people and with like kindness and a more giving, generous type of, I wanted to say more gentle person, but like the Knight of Pentacles is not like rough or anything. He's just a lot more focused on the work and maybe financial gains and order and things like that. And the Queen of Pentacles I feel like is more of a people person, I guess. More concerned with the people around them and how everybody else is feeling and doing and how they can help other people like that. So I was shuffling up your first Oracle deck there and had a couple cards pop out, and the top one I feel like is the one that needed, and it was number 39, Divine Talents. Up that, I guess right there, or maybe right here. Yeah, right here. So with this card, says one of the messages you can get for this card is that it's reminding you to do what makes you happy. Chase your sacred bliss, express yourself in the world via the unique and special abilities that the Divine has bestowed upon you. When you follow what you love, you are on your life path and you shall succeed. So you could have a talent, you or your partner could have some sort of special talent that you've been trying to nurture, or like maybe helping each other with the same thing. Maybe you're kind of in the same type of work or, talent, maybe you share that and you're trying to help other people with it. I definitely feel like whoever the Queen of Pentacles is in this relationship would be the one that has that divine talent, really drive, and need to use those talents to try to help other people. So that card's telling you to keep following what it is you love doing, maybe with the person that you love, and it will lead to a lot of success for you. You got luck with you on that too, so yeah, I think that's just talking about your talents and what you can do to share that. Whoopa. Okay. Your other Oracle card. Okay, for this one you've got number 28, Release. It says, I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. So that feels very related to that one, honestly. But yeah, release. So if there's anything or anyone, I guess, in your life that you feel like is not helping you, let them go out of your life. Or, do what you can to lessen their influence on you, and just remember you have talents that you want to use to help other people. It feels like that self-reflection might also be about that. And I think this release will be a lot easier for you to do when you have this partner with you, because you guys seem very strong, very balanced, very happy, very solid from what I can see in this reading, and I don't see that changing in the near future. I think you and whoever this person is that you're with are a very good match, and you help each other a lot, I think. I'm getting, and like, It might be because you share the same talents. You don't maybe have to work at the same place, but you have like similar interests and desires and talents, you know, for yourself and each other. And you kind of work together with expressing that openly, or like, you know, doing things together to show the world your talents and try to help in whatever way you can by doing that. So I feel like, you know, this release is kind of a message for both of you to take this to heart with, you know, do what you love, and together especially you should be successful, and you'll at least always have each other to lean on in regards to it. So I have these message cards. I usually only draw one, but two kind of came out and I felt like keeping them both. So you got these two little message cards for you. The first one says depth. I'll read it for you. As new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and go a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. And then the other card I got here for you is honesty. Whoop. As this heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is, honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a rootin' tootin' trust parade, and everyone's invited. Except the bagpipe players, but you know, they'll show up anyway. So maybe that is a little advice for you in regards to this release card. Maybe it's a person, you know, that is really close to you. Maybe it was like an old friend or a family member that might think they're being helpful, but they're not exactly, you know, and you haven't really expressed that to them because you don't want to hurt them. But, you know, honesty is a good thing, and yeah, so just take that to heart if it resonates with you. And then, like, these are just little advice cards, so if the message meant something to you, then take it with you. Otherwise, that is all the cards I was going to pull for you. I'd say that your relationship that you have right now seems very, very good and very strong and abundant, I guess, is what the word because I don't see a lot of negative with you two. It seems like this partnership is very strong and very solid. You have similar interests and talents that you want to use together, or you're just very supportive of each other, using them separately, whatever it is. And, you know, there might be a little bit of something that you need to reflect on to decide if, you know, certain people or things need to stay in your life to really get where you can go with these talents or not, and that's all up to you, you know, doing that. But yeah, I see this as a very good, stable, and strong relationship that I don't see going south anytime soon. Because honestly, you just seem really good together, and the future looks good to me for you two currently. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. You can let me know in the comments if it did or didn't, and thank you for watching. I hope I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Alright, hello group 2. You are here if you picked this little blue heart here, or the cards in the reading, whatever you use to pick. And this reading is about your current relationship that you are in now. It can be a brand new relationship, it can be a long-term one that you've been in for a while. You can be married or not, living together or not, whatever the status of your relationship is. And this is just kind of a check-up on how you doing, kind of reading for your relationship. Just to kind of see where you guys are right now, how things look for you together, and where you might be going in the near future, or just any other general messages that I get for you in regards to your relationship together. And I will say, just given off of the deck choices that was wanted here, I get a feeling that there's two very different types of people in this relationship. Like, the two of you obviously have things in common because you are able to, you know, enjoy each other's company, but I feel like they're very contrasting personalities in this relationship. Just given off of the decks that I have, and you know, I like that, but it's just kind of funny, making me smile. So, woo, here we go. You know, this deck, I don't know what it is about this deck that I have, but it almost always comes out with all the cards I need at once. Like, this time I had one, and then the other three that I needed all popped out together. And usually it does that. It was like either all of them come out at once, or like you get one and then the rest. And I love that. Okay, so group 2. Okay. So for your first tarot deck, first card I've got for you is the 5 of Wands. And the second card we've got is Temperance. And then we have the 7 of Swords. And the last card of this deck is the Tower. Getting a picture for you guys, but I'm going to get all your other tarot cards out before I start making any calls for you. God. Okay, so there's 3. One more then. Woo! Okay. Okay. Alright, I barely even tried to shuffle these. Okay. Okay, so the first card of this deck for you, group 2, is the 7 of Cups. So that's your second 7 that you got here. And then you have the King of Coins. The Knight of Wands. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So, just from the imagery here on these cards that I've drawn, I feel like I was saying with the decks that I had, you seem like very contrasting personalities, which again is not necessarily a bad thing at all. But I'm getting that here too, because it seems like I feel like it's very strong emotions out of this relationship, like good and bad. Like, I think it's a very passionate relationship where it's like the highs are really high, the lows can be really low. I hear like a lot of raised voices, again, not like in an abusive, like horrible way or anything, but just like arguing or, you know, disagreements might be something that is common for you two. Which, again, that happens in any relationship after a while. You would have disagreements and arguments occasionally. Like I said, I'm not seeing it as like an abusive or like kind of thing, but just it gets real heated for you guys, good and bad. It's just with the Tower and this Five of Wands, which I always feel like is the like confrontation card. The Knight of Wands, like the sword is on fire. It just. But you also have Temperance in here, which I always feel like is kind of like a very like balancing card, or maybe like a card advising balance, or it's advising you to kind of take some time to let yourself relax. Yeah, moderation, balance, and it says bringing opposite sides together. So drinks are artfully mixed and delicately poured. Not too much, just enough. Since that card is showing like a bartender. Yeah, so that's what it's advising you and kind of showing that you probably have that in your relationship at some points. You know, you have disagreements, you kind of butt heads, I feel like, with each other frequently, but it's not in a horrible, like, toxic way. And Temperance is in there to show that, you know, there is balance and moderation, and, you know, you do, you know, have the good as well. Like, you have the balance to some of the headbutting that might happen. And we got that Seven of Swords card in there as well, which generally that card is about deception, or something happening you may not be fully aware of. And that might be where some of the headbutting comes in, or the Tower card comes in for you. So it could be that one or both of you does have a habit of maybe keeping some things from the other. And that might be part of what you have confrontations about. Maybe one or both of you has a hard time with always expressing everything openly to each other. This could also be a newer relationship where maybe you haven't felt comfortable in doing that yet. I'm gonna start looking into your oracle decks here to see if I get any clarification on some of that. With this Seven of Cups card here with this deck, it says it's a sign you're facing a lot of choices. Many of them might not even be real choices. Instead, after the fanciful meditation of the Six of Cups, your thoughts are full of imagined possibilities. It wouldn't be too hard to convince yourself that some of those daydreams might be actual choices here and now. The choices that do exist, many of them would do far more harm than good. Now's not a time to choose at random, nor is it a time to choose lightly. This card is an implication of temptation, and because it's a Cups card, it can often mean infidelity. Or it can mean any other choice that will offer you immediate gratification, but terrible consequences. Step carefully. Among all the snakes and riches and prestige in the bird's beaks are also choices that will bring you spiritual fulfillment and satisfying relationships. Okay, so with the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords, I have a feeling that one of you, it could be you, or it could be the other person involved in this relationship, might be less than honest about, you know, their loyalty to the other. You might be the person feeling this, like you have all these other options or temptation, or you might feel like your partner is that Seven of Swords trying to deceive you for something like that. Now obviously I can't say, because I don't know, and this is, you know, a reading for more than one person, but I can't tell you whether or not somebody is cheating or not, because I don't know, and I couldn't know the situation without being there. But this is a sign that maybe there is some sort of temptation, or you're feeling a choice of maybe wanting to end it or change something significantly within the relationship, you or the other person, whoever it's pertaining to. So that might just be something you need to, I don't want to say keep an eye on, but just be aware of. Alright, so just kind of looking more into these court cards, I feel like this Knight of Wands, whoever it's talking about, is also this person with the Seven of Cups pertaining to them. Because the Knight of Wands character can be reckless, very charming, confident, and just no hesitation to jump into whatever they want, good or bad. And these other two cards I feel like are kind of talking about the other person involved here, or maybe just this one. This one, the King of Coins, definitely feels like the other person here, because this person is very stable, very predictable, and just strong, and I could just keep hearing the word stable, and this person not as much. The Queen of Cups, I think, is a card advising you to take things that you may be feeling subconsciously, maybe if you're not the one involved in, you know, feeling the temptation of choices, or maybe you're both feeling it. You know, it could be. The Queen of Cups is there to kind of say, like, trust your subconscious, trust your intuition. It's a spirituality kind of card to, like, trust in some of your feelings that you might be having about maybe something being amiss, is what I'm getting from that. Just getting your last oracle card shuffled up, and then I'll look at the both of these. Since I feel like you had one deck, one tarot and one oracle deck each for both of you, and I just want to kind of present them at the same time. Alright, so here's the back of these two decks, just to give you an indication of how these might be very different. The Halloween Oracle, and then this Eliqui Oracle. But yeah, so for this one we've got the Skull of Darkness. At the bottom it says Blind Spots. Alright, and this other card, I am not going to probably pronounce this name correctly, and I apologize, but we've got this card here, and it is She Who Guides Maputla? I don't know how to say it. And underneath it says New Path, Guide, Renewal. So I'll have to look at this one, but I feel like I get the general idea of Skull of Darkness. It says blind spots, and I think, you know, it's telling you that there are some things that you're not aware of. There are blind spots in this situation that you can't see that could cause some kind of issue. Get the book just so I give the correct message here. So this card, it says, all of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them. Symptoms, if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work in uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. So this could be a blind spot for you, Group 2. Something here involved is a blind spot for you, something that maybe is a repeated pattern for you, or it's just something that you're not fully aware of that's happening that could cause some grief for you in the near future. I feel like obviously it's very related to this and the Seven of Swords. So for this card, she who guides adorns herself in the palest of colors. Her name means pale in Tagalog. Even her hair shimmers in shades of silver, white, and gray. Blue ribbons match her eyes, which gaze back at you. Let's see. If you watch and listen, she may show you a new path to take. Maputila, I can't say this name properly, I'm sure. Oh my god. Maputila is your guide who leads the way. The message of this card is to look for a new path. Stop for a moment to consider a course correction. Listen for the sound of the bell, in the song of a bird, the laugh of a child, or even in the call to worship. Promise yourself you will make time for renewal by honoring yourself with space and quiet. You will be able to more easily recognize the guideposts you do need to follow. This moment is not for action. Even the nuthatch must pause for a moment to locate the next tree. And the questions this card asks you: in what ways am I open to guidance? Where am I heading and how do I change that? What can I do today to give myself space and quiet? So, it seems, there are blind spots in this relationship. There's a lot of headbutting, there seems to be deception and conflict and temptation with this relationship. And as I started talking about that, and only because I just got chills when it started, the song that just came on my phone that feels kind of significant, and I'm trying not to, tell you what you're supposed to do, because only you can decide that, but the song that just came on is Say Something, which I'm sure most all of you have heard at some point recently. But, A Great Big World, the Great Big World version with Christina Aguilera. But there are a lot of versions of that song, and they're all great. It feels significant. It's making me kind of sad hearing it, looking at these cards for you, Group 2. So if you want to listen to that or look up the lyrics to see if anything hits you, feel free. I might link a YouTube video of the song in the description or something like that for you. So you can check there to see. I've got a couple of little message cards that I'm also going to pull for you to see what else I can get for you. But this relationship seems very, like I said, passionate, very emotional. And if that is something that you're okay with, And if it's something that you're working on together with this other person, you know, then, you know, more power to you. Nobody is perfect. People do make mistakes. If that's something that has happened in the past, you know, things can be worked on. People can try to work and better themselves. But if this is something that you can't deal with or work on, you know, think about what that will mean for you. So the advice card I got for you here, last card, is pleasure. It says, I give myself permission to feel pleasure, and I let that pleasure rush into my life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. Then I realize that pleasure has been waiting at my door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors because loud noises aren't super pleasant. So I think that is a call for you to do what makes you happy. If being in this relationship is what makes you the most happy, and you know, you take guidance to get any help you might need in the relationship or on personal levels between you, you know, you can do that. If this relationship isn't what makes you the happiest and you're tired, obviously that is your decision to make about what you want to do with your future, because you always have a choice. It may not be the easiest or the best, you know, it may not be the easiest choice, you know, to follow what makes you the happiest all the time, but you have the choice, and it's always on you to make whatever one you want. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Group 2. You can let me know if any of this did resonate with you, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello, Group 3. You are here if you picked the little blue diamond little charm thing I've got here, or the cards that I had out for you. This reading is about your relationship, your current relationship that you are in, and it could have been for any length of time. It could be brand new, it could be a very long-term one that you've been in a while, married or not, living together or not, whatever the status of you two together. This is for you. And this is just gonna kind of be a checkup on it and how you're doing and where you might be going in the near future, and any other kind of like messages that come up for you. I got 2 tarot, 2 oracle decks, and one little message deck for you. And we will go ahead and get started with that. Get your first tarot deck going here. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. All 4 of those just tumbled out together, so perfect. Alright. I barely had a chance to even do anything. Okay, so your first tarot card is the 6 of Swords. Then we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Sun. And the 4 of Wands. I'm only laughing because it's just very positive already for you, Group 3. I got one more, the other tarot deck here. I'm going to pull you 4 more cards. Whoopah. group 3, their relationship, their current relationship. How are they doing? Why? 2, 3. Alright, one more card from this deck. Okay. Got 4 cards for you from this deck. Your first card is the 8 of Pentacles. It says achievement on the bottom. And then we have the High Priestess. His intuition. We have the 2 of Cups. It's partnership. And we have the High Priest, which is wisdom. The High Priest in this deck is the Hierophant, I guess? I was going to say the Emperor, but that's not right. The High Priest, I'm pretty sure, is like the Hierophant card. Yeah. So, just on first glance here with these tarot cards, I'd say the relationship that you are currently in, group 3, seems to be a very happy one. Because we've got, 3 of Cups and the Sun are both very happy cards. 3 of Cups is very, like, celebrating and partying, kind of like, you know, fun. The Sun is just like pure happiness, celebration kind of card. 4 of Wands, too, is also usually indicating like a celebration or some kind of ritual of achievement and celebration. I just keep getting that word. Then we have the 6 of Swords, which is usually a very balancing card. Usually. This deck, this card is about, it's asking you to kind of take a step back and look at the situation that you're in, and whether or not you should continue down the exact path that you've been going with it. Instead it can be, you know, about even just like an argument or fight that you've been in, where maybe it is time for you to kind of step out of that and, you know, realize that it's okay to concede in things. Maybe you're very headstrong about something that you and your partner can't agree on, and it might be a time to kind of agree to disagree kind of thing, because they continually fighting each other for whatever it is that you're worried about is not helping anyone, and it's not going to change either of your minds. So sometimes just saying fine, put it to bed, is kind of what needs to happen. And that might be where like these two are coming in with the High Priestess, trusting your intuition and kind of looking into, you know, a higher power, higher self, you know, or like trusting your guides, whatever they're trying to tell you about that. And just letting yourself trust in that. The High Priest, which is wisdom, and you know, it's the Hierophant card generally is about, you know, learning, and you're learning something. So it says, listen to your inner wisdom, which will guide you towards a new educational path, belief, or teacher. This card does also represent religion, marriage, ceremonies, or powerful leadership. And with the Two of Cups here, that is also the partnership card. This could be that maybe some of you watching this are in the stage of your relationship, or maybe engagement could be on the table, or you are engaged and you've been having disagreements about like when to get married or where, or like maybe details about it that you can't agree on. And that might be why it's telling you just kind of like step back and kind of look at it more objectively and see if you need to just stop making it, you know, such a big thing. Like, if it's obviously the question of whether you should get married or not, that's kind of a bigger issue. But if it's like you want to get married in March and they want to get married in June, it's like, you know, it can obviously change plans, but in the end of the time, you know, you're going to get married. And, you know, there are other things that go into try to making that decision, obviously. But, like, you know, you need to consider how big of a thing it is, because otherwise I see nothing but happiness and celebration, and that might be why the Four of Wands is here too. Like, as a celebration, maybe this is a union that's going to end in marriage, or that is going towards marriage currently. Because I only see celebration and happiness, partnership, and like learning and uniting, achievements. And I can imagine, since I've never done it myself, but planning a wedding, I'm sure, is extremely stressful. There are a lot of things that need to be done and decided and organized. And maybe that's where that Six of Swords is coming in to kind of keep you aware of, like, hey, you're going to get this wonderful thing with this person that you've chosen to partner up with. You know, what color the napkins are is probably not something you should try to, like, stake your claim on a hill for, you know? You know, it's like, pick your battles and don't let something that won't matter next year, you know, cause you tons of grief right now, when you should be celebrating everything that you're going to be having with your partner. So I'm getting your oracle cards kind of shuffled up here. We'll look at what those have to say for you. First oracle card I got for you is number 32 of this deck, Clown of Crossroads. I'll have to look that up in the book because it's still a newer deck that I've never even seen that card yet, so I will have to check on that for you. Holy gosh. Oh my god, okay. Alright, so group 3 in the relationship. Okay. Alright. So your oracle card from this one is Hades, Lord of Riches. On the bottom it says equanimity, wisdom, and inevitability. So we've got another wisdom card for you. Alright. So that card I did pull recently, Hades, and pretty sure it's like, I mean, with the word wisdom there, it is asking you to kind of use that. I can't remember exactly what I'm looking for. Hades reminds us to ignore petty, unworthy distractions, to focus on that which will make a real difference in the world. So, kind of backing up the Six of Swords and what I was saying. It's like, obviously if there's something major that needs to be worried about and focused on, yeah, do that. But if it's something that's petty or small, that's not really going to have a big impact on what's going on let it go, so it doesn't torture you or cause an unnecessary rift to happen when you should be celebrating. Then for this one, Clown of Crossroads. The opportunity is upon you, though it may seem like a farewell to what you have known. This chance is a crossroad, a time when you can go left or right. You cannot continue with everything as it has been, and this means that something will have to be released for something else to be gained. It's time for you to take your chances and make a choice. And if this is indicating a union, marriage, partnership, whatever it is for you, that would also make sense with this too, because it's like, no matter what choice you make about it, it's going to change something significantly for you. Maybe you are getting cold feet about a wedding, or you're going to move in with this person and you're kind of like, do I want to give up my independence for that? But like, yes, you want to live with them, you want to be together all the time, but no matter what choice you make about it, it's going to cause something to change, because you're either going to move in or you're going to have to discuss why you don't feel ready for that yet. So I'll look a little more on this. Is when the Clown of Crossroads comes to you, she tells you that it is time for a new phase of life to begin. You cannot continue on without making a clear choice, a commitment to what matters to you, a decision to see something through or to let it go once and for all. Be patient as you feel for the truth of your choice, whilst remaining courageous enough not to procrastinate and become stuck in the indecision. And it says the crossroads often means leaving something behind as a rite of passage. You cannot take your whole life with you into new territory. Certain people may be able to change and grow along with you, but other relationships, situations, or circumstances will have to be sacrificed on the altar of new life. This can be difficult, and you must honor your loss, whilst at the same time remembering that it is for sacred purpose which will ultimately bring you greater joy. Yeah, and the very last line I just happened to catch, it says, it's time for you to leap, and when the timing is right, whomever and whatever is required to catch you at the other side of your leap shall be there. So if you're worried about this other person maybe being not reliable, or you're just worried because you don't trust that for whatever reason on your own, know that they will be there for you, with you. And I don't see anything indicating anything else in regards to that. Because like I said, I just see happiness, celebration, wisdom, partnership, achievements. Like, it's obviously natural to be nervous or, anxious about a major life change, especially with another person, because you have to rely on them, and trust in them as well as yourself, which can be hard. But it is a crossroads, and if you want the relationship to really progress, you gotta make a choice. Alright, I'm shuffling up your last message card here. Ooh, soft flip, was that one I want? Yes, it is. Okay, I got two for you actually. They both flipped over, and when I looked at them, I said yes, both of them. So, the first card I have for you here, celebration. Is when I come across people in happy, healthy relationships, I give jealousy the finger and celebrate their joy. When I do so, I'm rooting for the good guys, which means that I'm a good guy, and that means all of us win. Who wants to celebrate? So celebration. That's all I'm seeing up there. And then your next advice card is thoughtfulness. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket? Make them a snack? Order them a book? Anything thoughtful can be an act of love. Even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Unless you're dating the trash, in which case don't take it to the dumpster, take it somewhere fancy. Wow. Who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? So yeah, don't forget about that too. Like I said, all the anxiety with the major change, especially when you have to rely on another person, trust in them, can be hard and anxiety inducing. But don't forget that they're probably going through the exact same thing as you. And if you're so wrapped up in your own worries about it, you know, you're not showing your love as much as maybe you could. And just don't forget about the other person too, is what I kind of pulled out of that one. So that is what I've got for you, Group 3. You've got something major coming, a crossroads in this relationship, and you have to make a choice about where you want to go. But I can tell you, I see partnership, commitment, like union, and then just the sun, you know, happiness, celebration, ceremonies, just good stuff. And, you know, making that choice can be hard sometimes, or just a lot, but it's all up to you about what you want to do. But I'm seeing good stuff for you and this other person, and I wish you all the happiness in it. So, you can let me know if this resonated with you or not, and thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Bye.